Hello, my dearest friends. I'm Michaela, and welcome to my astrology channel, Todayenergy. This video will be dedicated to the upcoming full moon in Pisces. It will happen on the 10th of September, and the moon will be positioned at 17 degrees of Pisces. In the first half of this video, we will talk about the general energies of this astrological event, because as usually, the energies that this full moon brings will not be felt exclusively the day of this event, or sometimes we feel them actually even 2 days before, but also they will stick with us and influence us the 2 weeks after this lunation. So that is why I usually look very closely at what's going on each new moon and full moon. And then in the second half of the video, I will give a short, sweet forecast for every separate zodiac sign. So, as you already know, most probably, full moons are usually a moment of peak, a moment of culmination, a moment of realization of something, some projects, some initiations, relationship process that gives some results to us. Sometimes it's a great result, so we celebrate on a full moon, like we reap the rewards of what we have sown previously and of course what we worked for and put some efforts into something, and now we see it fully grown. That's great. On the other hand, sometimes of course not everything is in life is shiny, pink and positive and fantastic. So sometimes we realize that it was not worth our efforts, dedication, that maybe we don't want or need this anymore. So it's a moment as well of endings. At the very least, full moons, imagine the moon itself. It's like a huge limelight, like a projector that casts light, illuminates some particular area of your life, and this is what we're going to talk in the second half of the video. So at the very least, full moons bring some informations, news, revelations, secrets coming to light, being revealed, just some information that was not on a plain sight, and now we kind of understand what is going on. We see things more clearly. We receive some clarity. So hence we can decide how to proceed further. Usually full moons are connected to some events that have started in our lives on the new moons happening in the same sign. Like for example, 6 months ago, around the 2nd of March this year, maybe you've started something, maybe you've initiated or you wished for something, because we had then a new moon at 12 degrees of Pisces. Or maybe it's something more long-term and it has started even previously, around the 13th of March 2021, when we had a new moon at 23 degrees of Pisces. But certainly it's most probably connected to the topic of Pisces, because it corresponds to some part of your natal chart, some house. Now, the Sabian symbol, by the way, of the 17th degree of Pisces, where the moon will be this time, and the Sabian symbol is a metaphorical description of every single degree of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. So it makes us think about some particular topics. In this case, it represents a gigantic tent and a spectacular performance happening inside of it, in front of a great public, a lot of viewers. Well, it seems like an image from some old school circus, right? So basically this symbol says that if we want our ideas, our talents, our skills, our messages to be noticed by others, then we should be ready to stand in front of audience, in front of a public, and honestly display ourselves and our talents and our ideas, and basically share them to the rest of the world. So it requires bravery, it requires being adventurous enough and kind of, not have this stage fear and just be out there in the public to be noticed. And of course, be ready for two cases. On one side, maybe we will be greatly accepted and applauded and received by the population, become famous and popular. On the other hand, of course, we should be also prepared that maybe we will receive some criticism towards us, especially now during the Virgo season and Virgo energy, so discerning and picky, choosing and discriminating, of course, in a positive sense of the word. So basically, yeah, this full moon will somehow be connected with the topic of self-exposure, healthy, genuine demonstration of your ambitions, talents, aspirations, and ideas, of course. During this lunation, during this full moon, the moon itself will be close enough to Neptune to say that they are in conjunction. So we have this double Pisces energy because Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. Slightly there will be still this separating square between the luminaries on both sides of the opposition, Sun and Moon opposing each other, and they will be separating from their square with Mars in Gemini. And the best aspect here is the sextile with Uranus. So yes, we will say a couple of words about the traditional and classical meaning of Pisces and what it can bring to the collective consciousness. In this case, the full moon, but also there will be this vibe of the daredevil, I could say. So a bit more dynamic flow of energy, a bit more spontaneity, excitement, something fresh, something new, some surprises will be with us now here with this lunation because of the Uranian influence. But first, talking about Pisces themselves, of course, it's a mutable water sign. If we have water in the picture, we're talking about feelings, emotions, how we emotionally interact with the world. It's love, it's desires, it's nostalgia. And mutable energy is extremely adaptable, flexible, mutable. Yeah, it likes to flow, it likes to move, like water itself, like the stream, like the ocean. So Pisces energy is very much about idealization. It's very dreamy. It's very charitable. It's all accepting. It's unconditional. It's very spiritual, very artistic, and very healing. And the Uranian energy feels to me much more sharp, much more concentrated, much more fast, quick, precise. Uranus, to me, always is like the lightning. You know, it hits in a blink of an eye, and it causes, of course, a great deal of kind of excitement and panic around the pants, really. But in this case, because Uranus forms a positive aspect, a sextile, which is an aspect of help, of opportunities, then of course it will bring much more freshness, excitement, adventures, rather than something more abrupt and negative. Just like Pisces, Uranian energy is very idealistic as well. You know, Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius and Uranus dream about kind of the ideal friendships, ideal society, ideal freedom for all of us. So Uranus is quite maximalist. It's like now or never, all or nothing. Yeah, so it dreams about ideas. It's dreams about the ideal future. wants it now and in the best possible version. And Uranus is very much a visioneer. So it's to have some vision exactly about your beautiful, perfect, hopefully, future. So kind of dream big. Dream big will be the topic of this full moon. There might be really surprises. People might be a bit more daring, a bit more original, unconventional, not afraid of what others might think of them. More spontaneity, spontaneous actions can await us. And because we talked about Pisces being the sign of unconditional love, so we might have spontaneous love confessions, sudden falling in love, love from the first sight. There might be, of course, some inspiration overwhelming us, some epiphanies, genius ideas, like receiving a message directly from the universe, from God, you know, like a fax from from someone up there. Maybe some discoveries, breakthroughs, inventions will be boosted in the fields of Pisces. Maybe some creative ideas and inspiration to create some unique musical piece, musical composition, to catch the unique photography, to paint the original painting, write some poetry, write theatrical play, or do some, you know, dance. It can be romantic, it can be gentle, or it can be very eccentric as well and unique. You know, because Pisces rules all of these forms of art and creativity. Actually, it's gonna be really great time for creative, artsy people, for people like copywriters who can have some brilliant ideas about commercial slogans, mottos, or vision about some advertisement. Maybe also something highly technological can happen here. Yeah, Uranus is technology, is uniqueness, Pisces is creativity. So maybe Uranus is also online, internet, modern technologies. Pisces is about media, it's about movies, theater, social media, virtual realities, also oceans, yeah, water overall, gas, oil, petrol. So maybe there will be some realization about how to technologically deal with those natural resources that we kind of now have trouble with, at least here in Europe. By the way, Pisces also talks about really spirituality and hence spiritual leaders, practices, meditations, healers, seers, clairvoyance, telepathy. So maybe those people will become somehow very popular online. There will be some news about them in the media, or, you know, there will be some special applications offering services of such people, tarot readers and so on. I actually think there are already several, at least in internet. And quite recently, maybe like a month ago, literally, I received an SMS from my mobile service provider, like, you know, my phone, mobile phone, and internet as well, mobile internet. So they're basically offering us now this special service. It's paid, definitely, about receiving a tarot card of the day via SMS every single day, which made me smile, really, because this is what I used to do on my blog in Facebook and in Instagram. It's called the same way, Todayenergy. So I used to draw every single morning a card of the day. I think it's quite popular among tarot lovers and tarot readers, and for my friends, for me, for people who are kind of integrated into my egregor, Yeah, this kind of my vibe, my space. So basically to feel this card during the day. It was pretty nice, but it's definitely kind of time consuming because I had to write down some kind of a description of the card, possibilities of manifestation and so on. So unfortunately I stopped doing it, but now maybe with Uranus and this full moon in Pisces, I should renew it again. Um, and yeah, as well, Neptune is medicine, pharmacy, drugs. So Uranus in combination with here with Neptune, with Pisces, maybe we're talking about some hyper futuristic, hyper modern medical equipment, medical devices. People will get to know about some new ways of healing, whether through waves, through sound, through vibrations, something maybe unconventional, some traditional medicine, some Eastern, Asian medicine, Chinese medicine, yeah, or quite the opposite, something much more technical, maybe something related to this kind of, if you have heard about this new German medicine that connects every single illness to some part of the brain and to some particular trauma caused in the past, kind of which triggered this illness and so on. So we might get interested about those. And last but not least, Pisces, Neptune, they're all about charm, charisma, popularity. That's why Neptune rules performers, actors, artists, because it's really about captivating the imagination of the people and embodying people's ideals. Like Marilyn Monroe was the ideal about beauty, about a woman. Yeah, because Pisces basically are the best in mimicry, since there are no boundaries. Yeah, Pisces is this last 12th zodiac sign. If we start with Aries, which is all about me, and the ego and the body, and Pisces is the other end of the spectrum, which is the Christ consciousness. It's about unconditional love to all the living creatures in the world and all the world itself. It's no more boundaries between my ego and your ego, between me and you, between the earth and the space, between us and God. So it's like all mixed together, no frontiers, no boundaries. So no wonder that Pisces are the best actors, as they can put on their like empty vessel, which can fill with the image of someone else. So they can adapt so much that they can impersonate and mimic something or someone else. And at the same time captivate and charm the rest of the society by being like, the prettiest man in the world or the sexiest woman of the year, and portray the kind of the ideal, which sometimes ideals just don't even exist, right? It's very subjective, the beauty and ideals for beauty and so on. Few words I want to say exactly about the rulers of this lunation. So we will look a little bit closer towards Jupiter, the modern ruler, and Neptune, Jupiter, the traditional ruler, and Neptune, the modern ruler. So Jupiter makes an opposition to Mercury, and this is a very interesting thing. Exactly on the day of this full moon, Mercury is stationed to go retrograde, which tells me that we better really use our intuition and imagination rather than logic, analytics, and brain, because at this moment the brain is pretty blocked, stopped, because the planet is not even moving on the sky, seemingly. That's how it seems to us, from our perspective. So yeah, definitely just chill out, relax the the brain muscles basically, and just feel and go with the flow, right? Now this opposition is kind of important, I would say, because it repeats 3 times We had it on the 3rd of September. We have it again precise, exact on the 19th of September. And for the last time, Jupiter opposes Mercury on the 12th of October. Of course, oppositions are these two planets pulling the blanket, each of them in their own direction, kind of a little bit fighting with each other. But the point is that they speak with each other. They look towards each other and they seek some blending, compromise of their own energies. And of course, Mercury in Libra, being in Libra, he wants negotiations, he wants compromises, he wants to keep the peace, he wants to please, if need be, the opponent and just reach some agreement. While Jupiter in Aries can be much more kind of cocky in a sense, yeah, like I'm the Aries, I'm the superhero, look at me, and Jupiter is like, I know the best. You don't tell me what to do. I don't need your theory. I'm the professor. I'm the wise man. I'm the teacher. I'm the guru. Listen to me. Follow me. I'm the leader here, right? So we have to find the balance here between my opinion and other people's worldviews, or vice versa. But also, if we blend these two planets, that's kind of a great combination. Now, because Jupiter is retrograde and Mercury is stationing to go retrograde. So maybe we're talking about going back to some grand ideas from the past, something we promised, something we desired, we talked about, we advertised, and now it's time to revisit those promises and grandiose plans, big ideas. Maybe they are related to education, to travel, to blogging, to vehicles, studies, teaching, popularity. So we can try again, you know, if the first time somehow we failed. So there you go. You will have 3 chances now to fulfill these ideas. Now, public speaking will be brilliant for people to, if people want to reach some popularity, showing off your skills, showing off your talents and your knowledge. Maybe you will publish something, maybe you will edit something that you have published previously, pretty possible as well. You might gain some followers, audience through teaching, through creating some system of knowledge, you know, something original, some copyright. That now it's great to maybe acquire or practice or learn the skill of public speaking, of being good orator, being good organizer, trading, logistic, business skills, social media can bring you now some success and popularity. Also, luck and happiness, of course. And, you know, don't get frustrated if it's not happening on the 3rd or on the 19th. It might actually happen around the 12th of October to come to some fruition and realization, because every opposition between planets is like a full moon. Now, towards the modern ruler of Pisces, Neptune, Neptune is actually in a sextile to Pluto. So Pluto introduces here to the picture much more passion and kind of focus, passion and focus on what? On your dreams, yeah? Neptune is the ideals, is the dreams, is the fantasies. But just by itself, it can be just very foggy and very confusing, while Pluto here says, truly, sky is the limit. I want it, so I will reach it. I'll find a way to get it. Yeah, it's very like strong, decisive energy, powerful, very much. Is the will, is the willpower, Pluto, plus the dream, Neptune. For me, this is kind of a good cocktail of a success. So great time for visualizations, to achieve some manifestations in your life, chanting mantras, praying, meditating, as I said, visualizing. With a great focus, you will achieve definitely what you plan to. It's a great time to forgive, to release grudges, to release pain, to release selfishness. Yeah, Neptune is very dissolving, and Pluto is might come to the surface, might bring to the surface. Yeah, remember the moon will be like a projector illuminating something, so it might be some addictions of yours, where you're playing the victim, where you're playing the savior. You have to, kind of put your life into some boundaries and some balance, basically. And last but not least, there is a lot of charm, really, and magnetism, attraction, strong, the power of attraction, basically. Yeah, remember Neptune, the mimic, the impersonificator, maybe it's how we say, like the actor, right, who can achieve huge success by portraying someone else, some different character than he is or she is in the real life. And here Pluto gives this pretty big intensity and power. So some people can become a bit more manipulative, but I always beg us not to go, of course, to the dark side, and to just use this power for suggestions, like a suggestive power, so even auto suggestions. So like now with this full moon, you can make rituals with water, with mirrors, and stand in front of a mirror or while taking a shower and repeat yourself, I am enough, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm grateful for what I have. I'm satisfied with myself, with my life, with my relationships, with my career. I attract healthy relationships, right? So this kind of auto training, auto talking, basically, in a positive sense, brainwash yourself. It really must work with such a combination. And by the way, when we observe some degree of the astrological chart, every sign is the consists of 30 degrees. We can divide every sign into smaller sections, each of them ruled by some sign or planet. So such sections could be dwats, could be decans, terms as well. We have like Egyptian terms and so on. So the 17th degree of Pisces, where the moon will be, is at Mercury term. So we are talking about something related to speaking, to studying, to traveling, and is in Libra Dwat. This section is ruled by Libra. So basically we're talking about relationships, about relating to others, to the world, about compromising, about finding consensus with other people, yeah, about establishing cooperations, collaborations, contact, and of course finding the love, finding the balance, not becoming a victim, not suffering for others, not absorbing their emotions, absorbing the guilt, the shame, and the negative emotions, because yes, we should be careful. The energy of Pisces is very permeable. Yeah, it permits everything coming in. It's quite the opposite of the opposite sign of Virgo, where the sun will be at 17 degrees of Virgo. And Virgo, of course, talks about selective permeability. So this is good, this is not good. So I'm choosing, right? I'm organizing, I'm structuring, I'm not permitting just everything because it's not healthy, it's not correct, right? Virgo likes the order. Pisces might be a little bit more like floaty and chaotic. So we need, of course, a pinch of Virgo energy now. Anyways, we are in Virgo season. So we have to be a bit more... a little bit more objective, a little bit more picky, choosy, yeah, analytical in a sense. But here, especially on this new moon, rather as if the advice is more to follow the feelings, the trust, the instinct inside of us. Okay, and now let's talk signs. Forecast for zodiac signs, and I would recommend you to listen my forecast first thing first for the sign of your ascendant, of your rising sign, You can easily calculate your chart in any free astrology website online like astro.com or astroseek.com. So you will see if your ascendant, your rising sign is Leo, then this is your first house, then Virgo becomes your second house, and so on and so on. This is according the whole sign system. But also, please do watch or listen the forecast according to your sun sign. That is the month in which you were born. The logic is pretty much the same. We count from the sign of your sun. Like if your sun is in Scorpio, then Scorpio becomes the first house from the perspective of your sun. And this is your ego, and this is your ambitions and desires. This is what you want to achieve in this lifetime. Motivations, let's say. And then Sagittarius becomes the second house for your sun, and so on. And of course, you can also watch the forecast for your moon sign, because that might show you more how you would feel this particular astrological event that we talk about. Dear Aries, for you, this full moon happens in your 12th house, the most hidden, quiet part of our horoscope charts. This is the subconscious, this is the deep past from childhood, from when we were in mommy's belly, and even before that, past lives. This is our bad habits and things that sabotage us without even being obvious for us. So kind of self-destructive habits and tendencies. So here, of course, the full moon being like a huge projector might illuminate some secrets, might illuminate some facts from your past that you will be like, oh my God, this is it. So this was stopping me. This is why I am afraid of flying or something, you know. So kind of revealing the source of your worries and fears and anxiety, which can be a good thing. Maybe with this full moon, you're reaching a culmination of your fight against a bad habit like drinking, smoking, or being overly impulsive, or vice versa, you know, really kind of whatever tendencies that are negative, or overthinking, for instance, or chatting too much, or not saying enough what you want to express, and so on. You might have some deep insights, revelations, epiphanies, something truly that will shake up your world from the core, from within, right? Maybe you are finishing preparation or executing or finishing a long travel somewhere far away on an island, somewhere abroad. Maybe it's even a process of relocation and emigration. Or maybe you are finishing some quiet, secretive project, something that you were doing on your own at home, like remote work project, or maybe you're finishing some stay in a hospital, a stay in a clinic, examination of your health, or work with a psychologist, or teacher, guru, esoteric person. Maybe now you finish your cycle and you feel a relief, you feel cleaned and healed. And Uranus helps us here from your second house of your finances, work, and self-esteem. So maybe suddenly you find your talents, hidden talents, or pretty obvious but not for you till the moment, and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually a brilliant speaker. So why all these years, I mean, now you discover why you were ashamed to express yourself. For example, second house is the voice, to speak, to sing, to public talk. Your self-esteem, self-love might be here boosted, definitely. Maybe you, if we talk about work and money, maybe you become a freelancer. 12th house is to finish something, to end, to burn bridges. So maybe you're quitting a company, a corporation, in order to diversify your income by being a freelancer, or open a startup, open your own company. Or maybe you're just spending money about something highly technological. And dear Aries, I drew a card for each of you, for each sign, a tarot card related to this full moon. And for you, the tarot card is 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles indeed is the is the element of everything material, physical, is the money, is the health. Second house is the body, how we feed the body and our belongings. And number 10 is the culmination of the minor arcanas of Pentacles. So we see here a beautiful culmination, a family being gathered together. It might be though family, or it might be your business, your work, your project, which reaches a very, very happy ending, basically, with good financial security, stability, with proper paying off. So your efforts are being paid off. Your health seems pretty good and stable according to this card. And of course, your home, your household, your belongings, property, everything is just truly on place and how it should be, and great. So that card gives really good news. Maybe you should actually spend some time with your family, or if you dedicate time to your business, your startup, your work project, then you will get great rewards. Dear Taurus, for you this full moon happens in your 11th house. So we're talking here some culmination in group projects. Maybe you're finishing some project with your colleagues at work in a corporation. You work with your team. Maybe you are having now some stage performance with your salsa school. Maybe you are quitting. You were like a year and a half attending some I don't know, aqua aerobics and now you decide that kind of it's enough. You want to try something else, something new. Maybe revelations about information or secrets related to your friends. Meeting just friends, online popularity. 11th house is everything online, like big projects with a big audience. So maybe now the moon is like shining on you and you are truly like the star. And besides this, Uranus sextiles this full moon from your first house, Taurus. So you are the original maverick. You're the crazy professor. You're the unexpected this underdog who suddenly comes first and all eyes are on you, basically. So maybe this 11th house is your followers, people noticing you, and you're this kind of super original, provocative, kind of breath of fresh air for all of us to be like, wow, look at this new person in YouTube, with whatever skill you want to actually show to the world. Remember the Sabian symbolism we mentioned at the beginning of this video. So it applies very much to you to show your unique talents without being afraid of criticism of people. Just do what you love doing. It might be online, offline. You might gather crowd around you and meet like-minded people with through your originality. Also, 11th house is hopes, dreams and wishes. So maybe you are fulfilling your long-term goal, dream, idea. Now it comes to fruition. That would be fantastic. And Taurus, the card for you, additional piece of advice from the universe regarding this full moon, is a very full moonish card. It's number 2, High Priestess, the High Priestess. It's very much about feminine energy, and Pisces is feminine energy. Yin energy, right? It's more receptive, it's a bit more passive, it's accepting in order to create something, right? Just like we water the ground and we put the seed into the ground, so the earth is also feminine energy, and it only by being taken care of, the earth gives us the tree starts growing from the seed, right? So or when there is a conception and then the baby grows in the mommy's belly, right? So basically it's about creating, but creating as a female archetype, not proactively pushing, but rather nurturing. and growing. So this is the energy for you. And of course, the full moon is kind of the fruit, right? The culmination of all these months of nurturing and growing. And also, the High Priestess talks about kind of everything invisible. So maybe you will reveal your clairvoyant skills or healer skills. Maybe that's your business. Maybe it's about tarot or divination. Maybe it's about astrology or any sort of esoteric knowledge. And also it might be something related to online communication, online activity and popularity. This card can bring you secret knowledge, or you are probably the person who shares this special secret knowledge. It might be esoteric. It might be something related to Uranus, that is not only the ruler of astrology, but also ruling computer sciences and computer languages, digital currency, and so on. Everything we can't kind of physically touch, right? But it's there. It's like waves and information. So this is your deal now, dear Taurus. Dear Gemini, for you this full moon happens in your 10th house, the zenith, the most visible part of your horoscope, and especially you will feel it the most if your MC, the career point, the cusp of your 10th house, is at 17 degrees of Pisces. Now, of course, we're talking here about culmination of your social status, which can be retiring or starting a job, finishing studies, graduating, becoming a parent, becoming an aunt, uncle, grandparent, moving house, becoming a citizen of another country. Yeah, this is all status, and this is all how people see us, like changing your surname, opening your own business, quitting job, becoming a manager, top manager. It might be rewards, it might be receiving bonus, it might be public recognition, receiving some award, yeah, for something professional, I would say, rather. Recognitions, acknowledgements. Because Uranus is involved here, it might be, of course, unexpected, or it might be like a great fresh surprise, or maybe it's something about technology, or going, freelancing, or diversifying your work, releasing something. And Uranus acts from your 12th house. So either we're talking about you finishing or starting some online project, something done remotely, or maybe it's related to secret hidden knowledge. Yeah, maybe you're starting astrology business, maybe you're making secretly, you are not secretly, but kind of on your own, in isolation, you are creating application that now you're launching. Maybe we're talking about status change in a sense of emigration, or going to some faraway land, somewhere on an island or overseas. And last but not least, maybe we're talking about you quitting some bad habit. So maybe you were heavily kind of drinking and now you are healed. Remember the healing energy of Pisces, plus here 12th house is the house of self-undoing, and maybe Uranus is like this aha moment, this eureka realization of what was poisoning me all along, what was the cause of my fears, of my frustrations. It's been me, but like something from my subconscious, from the past, from even maybe past lives. Maybe you start regression sessions, yeah, indeed, like going through hypnosis into your past reincarnations, and thus seeing better what is your true mission in this life. 10th house is not just work, it's the it's like the vocation, occupation, the mission in life, with what we potentially can be remembered for, even after departuring, like the legacy we leave. And so, dear Gemini, For you, the card which we have, tarot card, as advice from the universe about this full moon, is the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles is about work, profession, skills. And Page is something fresh, something young, something just starts. So maybe you just quit your old job and you are establishing your own freelancing activity or a startup or own business. And you see even this guy here is on a crossroad, so he's throwing a coin in the air to choose which direction to go. So maybe for you this is like after ending something, yeah, 12th house, suddenly healing, releasing, letting go, burning bridges with something old. Maybe you're divorcing and now like the world is on a silver plate in front of you, so you just have to choose the direction. Maybe also Page of Pentacles could signify your children, so maybe you become a parent, a grandparent, there are kids in your family, maybe you become a teacher. So there is some kind of a vibe that you start taking care, you start caring about or taking care of some child. Maybe your kids are for the first time now in September going to school, to first grade, so you're like also planning the budget for their school tools, kit, uniform, and so on. Or maybe you're just starting a really new business that potentially can bring you some good income in the future. Dear Cancer, for you this full moon happens in your 9th house of education, knowledge, travels. So wow, some of you maybe are graduating now, finishing courses, studies, receiving certificates. Maybe a court case is ending for you with some decision. Maybe you're going abroad or coming back after a long time being an expat. Possibly you're executing finally a long wished journey, adventure somewhere. Maybe you're meeting with foreigners, or your relationship with foreigners or foreign country or international corporation or university is ending. Maybe you're quitting your old job in a international company. Maybe you're publishing something, opening a blog, a website that you were working on the last 6 months or 1 year and a half, right? Also, 9th house is to be popular, to be recognized. Remember the intro of this video, the Sabian symbolism, that we have to shine in front of audience despite the risk to get criticized, but still share our visions, ideas. And 9th house is about your faith, your moral code, how you see the world, your knowledge and your opinions. And here the moon is like a projector shining onto your belief system, your concepts. So maybe you have to share them, especially in front of students or in front of Erasmus students from different part of the world. Maybe you're presenting your own culture or something like this. It can be quite interesting. Uranus is acting here from your 11th house, which is about friends and like-minded people. So suddenly you might meet some very interesting, very original, unconventional people who are like mavericks or a bit crazy, a bit genius. Maybe they go against the system. Maybe you meet some people online if you start studies in an online university. Maybe it's a science conference that you are going to. Maybe you will attend some astrological conference or you're launching some astrology podcast or a blog. And dear Cancer, for you, the card, the tarot advice from the universe that I drew for this full moon is the King of Swords. And actually Swords is a very intellectual energy. It's about ideas, plans, talking. It's about analytics, data, knowledge, numbers, Excel sheets, computer languages. Yeah, you see even here on the picture there is a guy with a sword and the book. Maybe you're meeting such person who is a professor, teacher, a guru, a master, an expert, a lawyer, prosecutor, judge, right? And they're following the law. So you receive some letter from from the court, basically, or you are studying law, or you're studying accountancy, or this is an accountant who can help you. By the way, yeah, 11th house can be friends, can be group projects, can be online popularity. Maybe you become popular with publishing really some theses, some publication related to the science you're studying. But it's really like sharp energy, sharp mind. Even though this full moon is about feelings, intuition, and emotion, but possibly you are working in a university environment, maybe about some, you're doing some experiments and you need to write the data down and then analyze it and publish the results, maybe. Or maybe you're just really like publishing reporter's discovery, right? Maybe you're a journalist or reporter, field reporter, and now your article comes out and it brings you huge popularity and success. Dear Leos, for you this full moon happens in your 8th house. So we're talking about some knowledge coming to you about your intimate relationship or partner. So maybe it's a meeting, maybe it's some secrets coming to the surface, maybe it's a decision that you make to stay together, to form a family, to have children, or to separate. It might be a revelation, a culmination in your partner's work and financial matters, because 8th house is not our money, but it's the money of the family, of the partner, or the business money. Very possible for Leos who made some investments now is to receive the payment from your, efforts and investments. Maybe you start receiving some passive income, some rent, or scholarship or support by the government that you were applying all this last 6 months. Maybe you're just receiving some beautiful present here. For some, it might mean news about pregnancy. 8th house is usually about death or renewal and life. For others, it may be a news about some relative leaving you an inheritance. Maybe you become an astrologer, psychologist, because Uranus is acting and positively influencing this lunation from your 10th house. And 10th house is your status. So are you a parent? Are you now the owner of your family business after some great uncle passes away and appoints you as a successor? Are you maybe quitting job and establishing your own company, or just becoming a freelancer and start your new profession independently? So this is how your status changes. Maybe it is a divorce for some of you, and hence start receiving alimony. Yes, 8th house income. Maybe, 10th house, Uranus, liberation from old job. Maybe you are fired, but at the same time you feel relief and they pay you 10 salaries at once, so you can really think about starting some business of your own, so some startup. Maybe you decide now to pay taxes to the government and something like that. Also, the card for you, dear Leos, is 8 of Cups. Yep, Cups is a water emotional energy, and this one particularly is about leaving some situation behind. 8th house is the house of sudden reversals in life. It's about past traumas. It's about our dark side, the subconscious fears, anxiety, phobias, and through 8th house usually we work on them, we acknowledge them, we look at them, and we heal them and release them. So this card is very much about releasing something, leaving something behind. So it might be a bad habit, a self-destructive habit, poisonous toxic relationship, a job that is just tiring you and it's not aligned with your true self and talents and personality, and Uranus in your 10th house so much wants you to find your true mission in life, to be proud of yourself and to help people. So now you're heading the right way actually, by just understanding that here nothing waits for you anymore. So you're living, but you're encompassing, you're going to your true node, basically, true north. So it's about following your own path, unique path in life, and being free from the past conditions, let's say. Okay, dear Virgos, for you this full moon happens in your 7th house. You will feel it the most if your descendant, the cusp, the beginning of your 7th house, is around 17 degrees of Pisces. So, of course, 7th house is about our relationships with significant others, which might be a spouse, a best friend, a business partner, some long-term client, old client, institutions with whom we sign some contracts. Those, my 7th house, are our advisors, lawyers, therapists, and full moon is illuminating them. So the spotlight is on them. You discover about them some information, secrets. They bring you maybe some knowledge. They help you have realizations, epiphanies, aha moments through advices, maybe through showing you something important. You might reach some conclusion, termination of a relationship, of contract, or maybe some of you will receive a ring as for engagement and kind of level up in your personal or professional relationships. Uranus positively aspects this lunation from your 9th house. Maybe we're talking about legal matters, court cases. Suddenly you resolve the court case, you win it. There is the culmination, the end of it. Maybe suddenly you resolve matters related to your relocation abroad. Maybe you want to move abroad with your partner or with your family, and you were dealing with visas. You had this agent who was helping you with those matters, you know, running through embassies, agencies, and so on, applying for residency and documents, papers. Maybe it's just meeting some very interesting original person from different culture than yours. Or it might be a person, or it might be a whole corporation. You might sign a work employment contract now with some international company. And the card for you as additional advice from the universe connected to this full moon is Major Arcana number 11, Justice. As well as number 11, as well as this card, they both talk about relationships with others. It's about finding the perfect balance between your needs and others' needs. It's basically about the law. Even this lady sits here with a book on which is written law. And she's blind usually, or blinded by a blindfold. So like we're talking about being objective, Virgo. This is your skill. Be discerning. Maybe not being too criticizing and too picky, but not missing the details, which can be a little bit hard with this full moon, which is all about emotions, intuition. So yes, trust your gut feeling, trust your intuition, but also read very carefully the documents, the books, the papers, you know, don't miss any details and judge wisely. Now Mercury, your ruler, is in Libra, the sign ruled by this card. So it's about weighting pros and cons. What I want, what I don't want, this person or that person. Maybe you have to choose between two suitors, you know, people who court you, people who offer you something, or two companies that offer you deals. So maybe you have to be very kind of objective, cool-headed, and yeah, maybe you'll have to just combine feelings and ratio. Yeah, feelings and logic together, dear Virgos. Okay, Libra, for you this full moon happens in your 6th house. Culmination at work projects, going back to an office, leaving work to go to maternity leave, ending some employment, understanding some information, some news, some facts about your workers, about your employees, about people who come and help you at home, like cleaning personnel or nanny. Maybe they have to leave. Ending of an illness, ending of a difficult situation. Yes, 6th house is the karma, is the problems, is the uneven, unbalanced, unfair situations. It's when we help someone, when 6th house is the health. So possibly healing, possibly ending of some treatment, ending of some health regime, health routine, diet. Maybe now you see the result of your diet habits that you started 6 months ago or 1.5 years ago. And because Uranus is involved here, maybe if we come back to work, it's about modernizing your work and using more technologies. If it's about your health, maybe you decide to try some new approach to your health. New German medicine, Bach drops, some ultra futuristic modern technologies. I mean, in a sense of health equipment, for instance. Maybe you go back to traditional medicine, to Chinese medicine, to acupuncture. Maybe you online you find a yoga teacher and you follow these exercises from home while watching YouTube videos. And Uranus actually acts from your 8th house. So 8th house is other people's money, or what they owe us, what we owe them. So maybe you will be paid off your long promised salary and payment for your professional services. Maybe you need to repay your debts and pay your taxes and what you owe. Maybe it's a visit from the tax inspectors to your office. Was it called IRS in the United States, this tax people? 6th and 8th house together, maybe we're talking about some medical intervention, operation, removing something. You see something with laser, something bloodless, now the very modern technology, equipment, devices that can perform operation with minimum harm to the tissues and so on. You might discover that some of your illnesses are actually psychosomatics. So first thing first, you need to heal your mind, your soul, your emotions, and then the healing of the physical part of the body will follow naturally as well. And once and for all, you can actually release some toxins from your psyche, you know, some fears, phobias, like meet your shadow. Don't be afraid of it. Dive into it, see it, and release the fears that basically hold you back and stop you from accomplishing something great, like at work, for instance. And maybe some of you will have some news about a pregnancy, for example. And Libra, for you, the tarot card for this full moon is 3 of Cups. It's actually a beautiful card related to your energy of friendship, of collaboration with others. This card is about feeling good with people you like, people who love you, celebrate something. Here we see kind of like 3 lady witches celebrating. You see what? The full moon and raising cups. So maybe you will join some sweet, like how it's called, aerobics in water, you know, like doing some dancing and aerobics in a swimming pool. Maybe you're joining some club of tarot card lovers or astrology classes. Maybe that becomes your work. Actually, you become a professional tarot reader or astrologer or psychologist. Maybe you're celebrating that you reached some milestone and you have some progress in your work with your psychologist, and or basically celebrating with your friends or colleagues, maybe. Yeah, sixth house is work environment, so possibly this team building, maybe team building on which you will unexpectedly fall in love with someone. Uranus in the eighth house is like suddenly intimate relationships, suddenly an affair, a love, you know, love story. Hopefully, not a very short one. Dear Scorpios, for you this full moon happens in your fifth house. So maybe for some of you would be news or some knowledge about pregnancy. For others, it might be news and information, secrets coming out about your romantic partner. Maybe some decision regarding your romantic relationship, to stay together or not, to have family and children or not. Also, fifth house talks about hobbies, things we like doing, talents. So maybe the moon will illuminate your hidden talents. Maybe you'll decide to show them to the world, to audience. Remember the Sabian symbolism from the beginning of the video. Don't be afraid of criticism. Show your best skills, your best talents, and maybe you will earn people's love, respect, friendship, admirers, and so on. Fifth house also is the business. So maybe culmination of your business effort, launching the business, launching the website. If it's online, maybe it's a milestone in your child's life. Your kids go to school now, or finish school, or finish degree, or move out, move in, get married, and so on. It might be quite unexpected, actually, because Uranus, but whatever surprise, it should be pleasant surprise, something exciting, because Uranus makes a good positive aspect to the moon, and Uranus is in your seventh house. So maybe some news, some inspiration coming from your closest people, friends, relatives, parents, colleagues, clients. Maybe they're like, hey, you're so talented in this. You're an amazing counselor and advisor. Maybe you should consider doing it professionally. Maybe you will be helped by counselors, lawyers, advisors, real estate agents, doctors, if you plan to do IVF procedure to get pregnant. There might be this sudden luck, sudden success. You might meet some people. It might be love from the first sight, really. Something really exciting, very interesting, and someone completely out of your kind of a foreigner, or someone from different culture, very original, very unique, very different person, and you would never imagine or plan to fall in love with such a person, and it can be quite a surprise. But also maybe we're really talking here about some professional collaborations, for the sake of your business, for example, or hobby. Maybe you're preparing with your group, your class of painting, some exhibition. And the card for you for this full moon is Three of Pentacles. And this talks about collaboration with other people, not working on your own, but either having people who would advise you or guide you, or just give their feedback and opinion, so you know how to do your work better. Especially you see if you're an artist, a creator, you know, Pisces energy if you work in social media, if you create theater plays, you know, something artistic, or for the media, then you definitely need people first to see what you do, kind of a preview, you know, and give you preview of your trailer and give your opinion. But also maybe you have to just do collaboration with other people who are your tribe, who think like you, and look for the same, look in the same direction and look for the same outcome and result. So do your best together. They might inspire you, you might inspire them, and something beautiful can come up from all of this. Dear Sagittarius, for you this full moon happens in your fourth house, and you will feel it the most. If your eyes see, the cusp, the beginning of your fourth house is at 17 degrees of Pisces. Well, a culmination of family matters. Some news about a family member or from your parents. Maybe a parent retires or receives some award or moves houses. Maybe finally you manage to relocate or to sell property or to buy a new one or to finish your repairment works at home. Finish the, repairing the pipes or something related to gas or water, because Pisces. Maybe you decide something together with your family. Maybe there is just a beautiful family meeting and celebration. Maybe there is a new member in the family, like a baby is born or someone is getting married. The moon might cast light here on matters from your past, from your childhood, from your memories. Uranus positively aspects this lunation from your sixth house. Uranus by itself is a very modern planet, so maybe you're modernizing your home, like putting this technology that when you clap and the lights go on and off or the curtains close and open, you put Alexa at home or something like that, maybe you make a home office, maybe you make one room, you refurnish it to be your personal or professional space if you want to work from home, if you're a freelancer. Maybe you go on maternity leave, but you decide to grab the laptop and still work as much as you can from home. Sixth house is all the people who work for us, like, I don't know, workers, builders, colleagues, but more like employees. So maybe suddenly you meet some highly skilled, original, technological people, IT people here who can help you, real estate agents, if we talk here about selling a property. Maybe you find, if you had to take care of someone in your home, like about a child or a sick relative or a parent, or you were really doing the building or repairments, so now suddenly Uranus here can help you with you find the best interior designer or demolition workers who can help you demolish and start all over or something like this. If we talk about health issues, then you find really super modern, futuristic, technological medicine, some new medical devices, equipment that can help your illness, or you decide to heal yourself through energy, through vibrations, mantras. Maybe you turn towards this new German medicine or Bach drops, or even like working with your mental health first thing first, and that would be working with a psychologist. Or you do some esoteric consultation with an astrologer, for instance. And actually, the card which falls for you, dear Sagittarius, is Five of Pentacles. Pentacles really talks about physical, material things like home, like money, work, health. And this card can mean that you were passing through some a bit more like shaky health situation or unstable financial situation, or looking for your safe harbor, your home, where you belong, where to build a place, where to settle down, and maybe for you and for your family. But you see, this card gives hope that these people actually are reaching their destination. They see this very cozy, warm, beautifully looking house, in the middle of a storm. So first it's kind of unclear, first you feel cold, you feel like unsure. So but then this card says that the safety is very, very near. You're almost there. You have almost reached it. Just follow the light. Follow the light. Follow here your intuition. Pisces, full moon. The moon is also illuminating your path, and you are close to healing, you're restoring your energy, your health. Uranus in the 6th house can distort your sleeping. You can feel agitated, irritated, nervous. So do the best to meditate at home, to have your work office, like separately office room and separately your bedroom, and just make your bedroom cozy. Try to sleep good. Try to, even if you work at home, it's very important to eat at proper hours, to not forget to have breakfast or lunch, or have a walk in your break, in your 1 hour break. Yeah, so something here is about home and work and home and health together. So you have to take care of yourself in your routine. Like, it's all about habits and routine here to take care of, and your property as well. Dear Capricorn, so for you, this full moon happens in your 3rd house. So we can expect for you a lot of news, a lot of revelations about relatives, siblings, neighbors. Maybe you meet them, maybe you meet some old classmates. You understand something about your vehicle, you sell or buy a vehicle, you repair it. It's good. Full moon is like a torch, like illumination of these matters. Maybe it's about your online activity, social medias. Uranus is involved here positively, so some of you would open a blog or or start participating in a forum. And Uranus acts from your 5th house of something pleasant, some hobbies of yours. So if you have been a fan of the Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, or House of the Dragon, so now you can open your channel about this, talk about this, invite some friends, meet other people with the same interests as you. 5th house, Uranus, it can be love from the first sight. Maybe you're using online dating. So now you can truly meet someone unexpectedly. It can be a person from different culture, different country. Somehow very weird. You would not ever believe that you would fall in love with someone like this, with completely different concepts of love maybe. But it can be something very beautiful and exciting. Maybe you will travel to see them to a different neighborhood or different city, region, country even. Ooh, Uranus in 5th house can bring great inspiration. Suddenly you will feel inspired. Maybe your hobby will become computer languages or programming or astrology or tarot or jumping with a parachute or this indoor flying in a tunnel, in a tube. So something shocking here can happen for fun, as pleasure, risky investments online, possibly cryptocurrency, possibly as well. But yeah, also you might finish a course, you might graduate now, getting diploma, certificate, driving license, improving your technical skills. And Capricorn, the card for you we have here is 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands, and actually it talks about deciding between something, like should I stay or should I go? You see, you're still in your castle, Capricorns, you like stability, right? But the world is calling. The world is calling. It's on the palm of your hand. So you're maybe checking the globe, checking the map, and you're deciding where to go for a beautiful holidays, journey, vacation. It might be sudden unexpected decision. Yeah, Uranus, like, okay, I always dreamt about Malta, so now I just go to Malta and I don't care. I just buy the flight ticket. Yeah, Uranus is aviation as well. Or if you go by car, you're like, okay, first I have to check whether my car is working properly and so on, right? So basically it's about the beginning of a beautiful journey, or choosing between 2 websites, 2 tickets, 2 people, 2 cars, 2 vehicles. But soon enough you will make your decision and you will just go. Okay, so Aquarius, for you, this full moon falls in your 2nd house. So we talk here about much more clarity of what's going on with your budget. Literally, the moon is like a, lamp, desk lamp, like a torch, like a projector, which is here are your, like, here is your general ledger, right? The incomes, the spendings. So what we have left here. So you understand this. Maybe it's illuminating the long desired by you object that you want to buy. It can be a couch, it can be a piece of clothing, it can be a new tarot deck, crystal. Of course, it can be a property as well, or vehicle. Second house is more like our movable belongings. So also the attention here is towards, of course, your work. Maybe you're finishing some important work project, so you're invoicing and you're receiving your payment. Spending, buying, health, also how do you feed? So maybe now you see the results of your diet, of your exercises, of how were you caring for your body for the last, let's say, 6 months. It's about also self-esteem and self-expression. So you can be like now on a stage, having a podcast, raising your voice, being heard. Yeah. Singing, maybe going to karaoke or something. And it can happen quite unexpectedly through Uranus. Uranus is in your fourth house. So something new goes on, or some modernization goes on in your home environment. Maybe you start working from home, you become a freelancer, you have a home office, or you buy yourself a new laptop, professional laptop to work on it from home. Maybe you are putting these gadgets at home, some system that you clap and the lights go on or off, or the curtains open or close, or you introduce this kind of Alexa software, cameras, automatic locking system. Online business, definitely. Family business, maybe very much you can join. Maybe you start receiving payment in cryptocurrency, in bitcoins, or you start using them to pay, actually, right? Uranus is something very futuristic. So futuristic home, or online sources of income, freelancing, diversification, natural exchange, maybe you're trying. And actually the card which we have here for you is Two of Pentacles, as an advice by the universe for this full moon, Aquarius. And Two of Pentacles, yeah, Pentacles is the element of material things: health, body, home, money, work. And usually two is not something big, not huge money, but it's kind of either two sources of income, two work projects. You have to juggle with them, or it's just two things on your mind, or several, even more than two. So like taking care of the home, repairing the place of living, building a new house, working, sending invoices, modernizing the home, helping your parents. So you'll have to be like a really circus artist, as we spoke at the beginning. Be in front of the public, juggle, keep your balance here, you see. It's all about the balance. It's all about the eternal flow. So for you, I'm not worrying. Eternal flow of money is here, but you'll have to be like figure here, figure there, just be very skillful. Maybe you're doing like me. I'm astrologer, but also I do some translations, because this is my original education, and I love languages. I speak 5 languages. So, and also 6th language is the language of the stars, as I like to say. So there you go. Basically, it's about having different sources of income, and money comes to you, or maybe it comes, but you have to invest them at the same time. Yeah, keep kind of the flow. And finally, dear Pisces, for you this full moon illuminates you, your first house, and the most you will feel it if your ascendant is at 17 degrees. Well, Pisces, normally so sweet, so gentle, comforting, and here you are a bit of the daredevil, because remember that the moon is sextiled by Uranus and squared by Mars, by the way, so you're a bit more excited. there's this exaltation going on, something you want, something, even though it's a full moon, which means culmination, which means clarity, which means ending of some of your projects, personal relationships, work projects, family plans and ideas, even to go to holidays or something. But there is this touch of originality. There is this touch of, wow, surprise, yes, something unexpected. And Uranus is in your third house. So unexpected meetings that could be great for online dating. Maybe you're traveling somewhere or someone comes to you to meet you, and you knew before these people only online. Maybe those are not a romantically involved partner, let's say, but your buddies from the forum because you like fantasy or you like video games, and you were chatting with these people, and now there is this group meeting, you know, so you finally meet in person. And by the way, there might be some love story as well, like love from the first sight. Yeah, the full moon reveals something about you, so you can be on the stage, you can gain popularity, you can open a blog, you can shine in front of people in whatever field you work or whatever you do for fun and pleasure, realization of your personal ambitions and desires, dreams, goals, projects, aspirations. Something might be related to technologies or to travels, to flying, to astrology. Maybe you fulfill your dream to do some extreme, crazy thing like jumping with a parachute or flying indoor. Yeah, or you go to an astrological consultation and the astrologer is like just discovering for you your own hidden talents and the blind spots of your personality, subconscious, your past lives, something like this. Maybe of course there are some discoveries about your health if you do now research or studies, or just checking your, you know, your blood exams and your health overall. Maybe you are reaching a culmination of your diet or some exercises that you were doing for a long time, and now you're like stepping on the weights. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my result, you know, or looking at yourself in the mirror. And actually, dear Pisces, the card for you for this full moon is the King of Pentacles. Pentacles is more about physicalities. It's about health, body. It's about business, work, money, income, material security and foundations, and they're absolutely fine. Now, it might be a person. This king might be someone with whom you establish personal or business relationships. You know, it might be a lawyer, a farmer, supplier of some goods for your trading business. It might be someone Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, the earth signs. And Virgo is your opposite sign representing partners anyways. It might be a catering company because maybe you're celebrating now a wedding or a birthday, if you're Pisces rising, right? So your sun can be anywhere. And this is the baker of cake, or the person who organizes your wedding, or it's the interior designer if you bought a house, or maybe it's the car dealer if you are buying a vehicle now. Maybe it's a designer for your blog or for your website. In any case, this person is here to help you. Maybe it's a financial consultant, yeah, help you stabilize your financial situation. Or it might be you, just you enjoying yourself, being hedonistic, enjoying life, right, Pisces? So basically, I want to wish you absolutely marvelous and great and magical full moon in your first house. May your material wishes and all sorts of wishes come to manifestation, fruition, and realization. So thank you very much, dear friends. This was the forecast for the full moon in Pisces. Have a great full moon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.